Hey guys, real quick, before we get started, I just want to let you know that I am in the running to win an Xbox One X from the B Gamer. But I need your help to win, and it's only going to take you 5 or 10 seconds. All you got to do is click the link down in the description or in the pinned comment down below, and then just hit like or love on the Facebook status right there that shows my short film Black Market Amiibos, and there you go. You just helped me win an Xbox One X, and all it took was 5 or 10 seconds. So if you could please just do that, take 5 or 10 seconds out of your day, I would greatly appreciate it. I'll let you have a turn on the Xbox if that's the case. Voting ends Friday at 4 p.m. PST, 7 p.m. ET, so please help me out. Either way, let's get started with this video on E3. So E3 is just 1 week away, and to be honest, I'm not all that excited for it.
You what?
I know, it's weird coming from a guy like me who literally relies on E3 to live, but I'm just not expecting a big show from any of the companies this year.
I mean, look, Sony's not gonna be there, Activision's not gonna be there, they restarted the development of Metroid Prime 4, so why the f*** should I care about anything else? Joking aside, E3 is noticeably lighter than it has been in previous years, and I'm just not expecting any of the companies to have gigantic showings. Just look at Nintendo. We already know the majority of their games coming out this year, and as a result, we might not see many new game announcements from them, if at all.
But who knows, maybe they could surprise me. Maybe these companies do have some really amazing surprises that'll blow my socks off. So I'm going to go through each and every one of the companies that are having a press conference, at least the ones that matter to me. Sorry, Devolver Digital. Let's get started with EA.
But really, I am excited for Jedi Fallen Order. I'm a huge fan of Respawn after they impressed me with Titanfall 2, and I'm also a big fan of Cameron Monaghan after he impressed me in Shameless. So consider me interested in Jedi Fallen Order. We saw EA brag about this game having no loot boxes or season passes, which got me thinking. So you know people don't like these things, EA, and yet you put them in your other games. Okay. That said, I'll be watching their presentation on the game this Saturday, and literally nothing else from EA Play. Sims 4? Really? Now onto Xbox, which is the press conference I am looking forward to the most. Last year they had a stellar show, and I'm not just saying that because I attended it, but because their lineup of first and third party announcements were worth getting excited for. Like, we all knew Devil May Cry 5 was coming, but that announcement was still hype. Oh, and they ended the show with Cyberpunk, so how could you not love it? This year they have an even bigger advantage, considering PlayStation isn't having a press conference, giving them more opportunities to announce third-party games. Microsoft hype man himself Phil Spencer said on Twitter that they will be showcasing 14 titles published by Microsoft Game Studios. Obviously, some of them will be smaller titles, and ones we already know about like Gears 5 and Halo Infinite. But bear with me here. I think they'll announce a new Forza game. Bold prediction, I know, but a guy can dream, can't he? Now for real predictions. What I really want to see from Microsoft are the games being made by all the studios they've acquired. They bought some high-quality studios recently like Ninja Theory and Obsidian Entertainment, and I would love to see the latter tackle something like a new Fable game, for example, or even a reboot. But if we're really talking about hyped predictions, look no further than all the IPs owned by Rare. We already have one coming out in the form of Battletoads made by a different studio, and we've been hearing rumors forever now about a new Perfect Dark game, appropriate since the first game took place in 2020, and 2020 is next year. These games don't need to be made by Rare, but if there's one game that probably should be made by Rare, it's a new Banjo-Kazooie game. Matter of fact, I did an E3 predictions discussion on Commonwealth Realm with Roger's Base, which you can watch right here, and Roger predicted that we would see a new Banjo-Kazooie game on both Xbox One and Nintendo Switch. It happened with Cuphead, so it could happen with Banjo. Oh, and Doug Bowser would come out on the Microsoft stage and announce Banjo for Smash. Please. Now, the biggest question to ask about Xbox is their next generation hardware. Both Sony and Microsoft have been teasing their next game consoles for a couple of years now, and I've heard from a lot of people that they think we'll see the reveal of the next Xboxes, codenamed Lockhart and Anaconda, at E3. I'm shaky on this because I think we can all agree that these new consoles are coming out next year, and I would much rather they wait until next year to announce them, much like what they did in 2013 with PS4 and Xbox One. But I agree that they will tease next gen more at this conference, but not to the extent of a full-blown reveal. Hey, I could be totally wrong though, and Xbox might even surprise us and announce the next Xboxes for a sooner release date than we expect. It's up in the air at this point, but it is one of the reasons why I'm most excited for Xbox's conference this year.
I will also be even more excited if I win that Xbox from the B-Gamers contest. Wink wink, nudge nudge, link down in the description below, please vote for me, it only takes 5 seconds, please!
Every year for 4 years now, Bethesda has announced that they'll be having a press conference at E3, which sometimes surprises me because I wonder what they could even show. So far, the only games we know about from them are Doom Eternal and the Wolfenstein Youngblood expansion. If I'm placing money on any new announcements, it would be the Evil Within 3 or Dishonored 3. I can't really see anything else happening. And no, we're not going to see anything about Starfield or The Elder Scrolls 6. They only did title drops for these games, so I'm not expecting to hear much more about them until next gen. Maybe we will see a little bit on Starfield, but not much. And that's okay, because I just want another 25-minute Doom Eternal demo, because that game is my shit. Next stop is Ubisoft, and I have a feeling in my gut that we are going to see Beyond Good and Evil 2 again. Good lord, Ubisoft. I know people are really excited about this game, but it's time for that release date, and I somehow doubt it's going to be this year. But hey, I didn't think Death Stranding would come out this year, and yet, here we are. Let's just hope it doesn't get delayed, eh? Anyway, back to Ubisoft. We know we'll see more of that new Ghost Recon game recently announced, but maybe nothing for Skull and Bones since that game is never coming out at this point. Before I get to what I wish to see at Ubisoft's conference, what I expect to see is Watch Dogs 3, or as the leaks say, Watch Dogs Legion, which is rumored to be set in London, which is absolutely a perfect setting for Watch Dogs. I also really enjoyed Watch Dogs 2 and thought it was a great successor to the otherwise mediocre first game. But you know what I really want to see, Ubisoft? 2 things. 1. Splinter Cell. Now is the ripe time to do it. Ghost Recon Wildlands got a Splinter Cell add-on last year, so it's safe to say Ubisoft will bring back Sam Fisher once again. Oh, look at that. Splinter Cell merch has been listed on GameStop, so I guess a new Splinter Cell's been confirmed. That said, another thing I really want is a new Rayman game in the same style of Origins and Legends. Legends came out in 2013, and it has been re-released 40,000 times. Come on, Ubisoft, it's time for a new game. I know Michel Ancel is working on Beyond Good and Evil 2, but that doesn't mean another team couldn't work on Rayman Legends 2, or whatever it's going to be called. Last year, Square Enix had a horrible Nintendo Direct, filled with a Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer we already saw, and some weird trailer for whatever this game was. At least we know we're getting the Avengers game in Final Fantasy VII Remake. Next. Ah yes, Nintendo. This is the show that people seem to be the most excited for. After all, we're seeing a new Animal Crossing game, guys! How cool is that gonna be? All I hope for this Nintendo Direct is that it's better than the travesty that was last year's Direct. Nintendo, you do not spend 25 minutes of your 45-minute presentation on one game! I don't care if it's Smash Bros. You don't do that! God! What were you thinking? Now, Animal Crossing is my second most anticipated game of the year next to Doom Eternal, so I'm obviously looking forward to seeing how that game is going to be. But I unfortunately don't care nearly as much about the other games Nintendo was coming out with post E3. Luigi's Mansion 3 looks cool, and Astral Chain looks fun as hell, but I hope Nintendo seriously gives us a better look at what 2020 is going to give us. Now, before you say that Nintendo focuses mostly on games coming out the year of, they started off the show with Daemon X Machina last year and it still isn't out yet, so don't give me that crap. And yes, a big reason why I'm not excited for Nintendo's show is because Metroid Prime 4, the only thing giving me purpose in life, won't be there. However, that doesn't mean we won't see an announcement for the Metroid Prime Trilogy HD for the Nintendo Switch. Matter of fact, that is literally the only thing I want to see announced at Nintendo's E3 2019 Direct. I don't think it's too much to ask for. It would be a perfect apology for crushing my heart and restarting Prime 4 from the ground up. However, Nintendo doesn't really announce remakes and remasters at E3. They usually save those for Nintendo Directs in the spring or fall. That isn't to say things couldn't change though, because if there's a game company that hates following patterns, it's Nintendo. Still, to avoid any further heartbreak, I'm not expecting Prime Trilogy HD to be revealed at E3. Maybe during the fall direct? I don't know. But earlier I mentioned that I did an E3 Nintendo discussion on Commonwealth Realm with Conrad and our friend Roger's Base. So you should definitely check out that for a nearly hour-long discussion on what we hope to see at Nintendo's E3 2019 Direct. Pikmin 4, anyone?
Even though I'm rather pessimistic about E3 2019, I'll always be hoping for a good show from all of the companies. But with that said, I've decided to sit E3 out this year by not going to it. I've been going to E3 since 2016, so for about 3 years now, but I knew that one of these years I would decide not to just go altogether. And I feel like this year is an appropriate year to do that since I don't see a lot of things happening. But I will be going back next year because we all know next gen is going to be the talk of the town. In the meantime, be sure to let me know what your E3 hopes and predictions are in the comment section down below. And please, for the love of God, be a pal and help me win that Xbox One X. Link down in the description below and in the pinned comments. Please help me out.
Help me! Help me!
Hey, thank you so much for watching this episode here on Ferris Wheel Pro. Be sure to give it a like if you enjoyed it, and if you are new, subscribe and hit that notification bell to know when I upload another video. I'd also like to thank Timothy Wong and my awesome mother for supporting me on patreon.com/FerrisWheelPro. In the meantime, I'm Joey Ferris, and I'll see you on the next ride.